What's up, everybody? Yesterday was one of the biggest liquidation events in crypto history, and crypto still seems to be okay, right? So I have pretty much a solid understanding of everything now, um, because we just had a C19 style event. This type of event happens only so often, right? But every single time it happens, right, it marks the low, right? It marks the low. So this should be the low without a doubt. Okay. And here's the biggest thing. We know the answer. We have it in the bag. We know it. You know what it is? If this low holds, this is a flat. Okay. That's what it is. Now we know exactly what it is, because before, when we were looking at this, my opinion was that this is obviously an impulse where we flag out, right? And then this is a 1 2 1 2. This is wave 3. This is 4. Let's get 5. That was the idea. That was my main idea. That's what I thought. Okay. Nobody expected this massive liquidation to happen like that, right? It just kind of happens. So, these days in cryptos are to be taken as opportunities, right? I did put out a video yesterday talking about this, but after I put that video out, we had the daily close, and then the prices went down another 15-20%. So I basically got stopped out of all my trades, but I was able to get back in even lower, which I'm even more excited about, and I'll show you those in a minute. But now we know exactly what this is, guys. We know. Okay. So here's the thing. If this low gets broken, we are in a bear market. Very, very, very simple. If the low holds, we are in a bull market. It couldn't be more simple, right? Because now you could see, look at this wick. This is a beautiful wick. This wick, we got bought up very, very, very extraordinarily, right? Because I mean, where did this thing bottom here? And we're going to look at all the coins. We're going to look at a lot of different coins, because I'm starting with XRP because XRP is by far the strongest, without a doubt. Which is, and you could say, well, how is that good for the rest of the market? Well, if XRP can lead the way, and we're going to look at Ethereum too, but we'll get there when we get there. But this thing has already gone up, guys. 54%. Okay, we went up 54%. Not just XRP, but you look at ADA, HBAR, Algo, Chainlink. I mean, they're all up pretty nicely. All right, so now remember, we had an impulse, we had a pullback. 1 2 1 2 3 4. Let's go. No, that's not what it is. What is it? And I did share this idea briefly in one video. I remember I did, but it wasn't my main idea, and I didn't know that was good. It didn't look right to me. And which was what? That this is an A, okay? This is a B, and this is a C, or it could be a WXY. It's probably, let's see, 1 2 3 W, 1 2 3 X, 1 2 3 Y. Okay, we have a WXY. This, ladies and gentlemen, is an expanded flat. And I remember, I wish I could find that video. It was like maybe, it was when we were up here. All right. It was one of the possibilities. It wasn't an idea, because I didn't believe, like I just couldn't see it doing that. It was just so drastic. But again, the market, every so often, at least maybe 2 or 3 times a year, will just completely, like, whoa, you know what I mean? But I'm glad it did, because it keeps me on my toes. It keeps me more precise. It keeps me my options open, So and by the way, when I did reference that, it was in reference to THETA. Remember what THETA did back in the day. Look at this, guys. It's right here. Here's THETA. Look at what THETA did. Not to the extent of XRP, but look at this. All the OG know exactly what I'm going to show right here. This is exactly what XRP did in a way, but it happened a lot faster, okay? So we come up, and by the way, we perfectly nailed this as a flat. So we had an A, B, C, okay? So that's what it was. And it was exactly what XRP is here. So if you look at this, there we go. We got it in frame. Now this happens fast. This happened really slow. You can see how much correction, boom, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Versus XRP, you have more oscillation. Boom, 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 slam, right? So it was much more dramatic, much more impactful, much more basically on rocket fuel. You know what I mean? So that's why this one actually came all the way down. And this is actually called a running flat because it did not break below that the A wave. This, my friends, is probably one of the biggest expanded flats I've ever seen on XRP. It is massive, okay? So I still believe that we're in an uptrend. And another thing that I remember saying is that if we got something like that, which I didn't believe we would, but if we did, remember, this is a liquidation event, right? Remember C19? Nobody expected something like that to happen to the scale of it. This was bigger than C19. This was bigger than FTX. Remember FTX collapsing? This was bigger than that, guys. This was massive. But this is good. Why do I say good? Because this is a cleanse. Anytime you get, and you can say, well, we just had a cleanse. Why do we need another cleanse? Well, the bigger cleanse you get, what happens is people are too bullish. This is what happens when people are too bullish. And I'm to blame. Everybody's to blame. Because when you have too many people bullish, you have everybody leveraged on one side. And then what happens is you get liquidations. You get a massive sell-off, right? So, but that's what a lot of the, so you have different categories of bears or bulls, right? And bears too. But one is, they're waiting for this type of moment here. You have one bull like, okay, let's go. And that's like 90% of the people, right? They're just like, let's go. And I'm one of them, right? And then you have the other bulls that are like, nah, I'm not with it right now. I want to see good prices. And we got slammed all the way down here. Okay, now here's the rest of the 10%. They buy the dip, pushing it back up, which obliterates a lot of the bulls. And now that drops down to less than 50%. So now they're just like, now what, right? And then once we pile in, maybe they'll get back once we break this high. Because that's what it's about. You want to cleanse the market. Now, did I know it was going to happen? Hell no. I didn't think it was going to be to the extent of it was. And I mean, it's really, really hard to know these types of things. But now since a day has passed, because I was like, maybe I should make a video. And I'm like, now let's just wait. Look where XRP came. It's up 50%, guys. This is good. This is really, really good. This is a beautiful structure, actually. Now that it's printed on the chart and I can literally see it with my eyes, now I know exactly what it is. It is an expanded flat. That's exactly what it is. So if this low gets taken out, then we are in a bear market. It's very simple. Very, very simple. We break this high, we're in a bull market. We break this low, we're in a bear market. So it basically, what happened is it simplified everything for me. Because before, if I'm like, well, if we come down here and retest these lows, then, it's not going to be good. But we wick through it. So that was a good thing. We wick and we come right back up. But here's the thing. It's not even been 24 hours yet. We need this to hold in here. We need to see a base get developed in here. And then we need to see an acceleration to the upside. Now, here's the thing. Is the downside over with? No, it's not. And you can say, well, what do you mean? Well, if we zoom in, we only have 3 waves, guys. So there's a big chance that we get 3 up, and then we have to, unfortunately, I hate to say this, I really do, but then now we have to come all the way back down, 3 back down, maybe even to $2, coming back down, not really getting into this wick. We don't want to get near that bottom wick. You can see this wick here is okay, but below here, you're threatening fire, okay? So let's get 3 up, let's get 3 down, let's kind of create a base, round out a little bit, you know, maybe come back down a little bit and then go up and then create that base. We want to create that structure to prove that the bulls are in control, to prove accumulation is happening, right? Otherwise, what you're going to get is a literal V-shaped recovery, and it's going to be very strong. So you come up here, right? Maybe you get a little bit of a pullback, you get further up, and then you get back to the resistance level, and then you start flagging out a little bit, and then you take off. So those are the 2 options that I see. Those are the 2 main ideas that I see. Now, those are the bullish ideas. The bearish idea is that we come up here, we get rejected, we come all the way back down, come back up, and then we take the low. We come up here, we get rejected, we're done. It's over. The problem is the rest of the market. Like if you, now let's fast forward, or let's look at another coin here. Let's take a look at, oh goodness, let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin looks fine to me. There's nothing wrong with Bitcoin at all. I don't see anything wrong with it. Now, when you zoom out, this whole structure looks like distribution to me. It looks like we're humping down, we're humping down, we're humping down, and we're going to break down. Okay, that's kind of what it looks like, unfortunately. Now, there's another side of it too. This could also be an expanded flat like this, right? Or actually, it would be like this. And this is a wave 1. And then we have A, B, C for wave 2. And now this is 1. We're going to get 2, 3, 4, 5. Another hit to the high. Something like that, okay? So that's kind of what I'm thinking with Bitcoin. If we get rejected in here and we come back down to the lows, that's okay. Let's develop a base and then break out. Or if we get rejected here and we develop a base and we start to break down, then I'm going to look at it as this whole thing is, let's see, you have a W, you know, maybe this becomes a complex X, and then we get a Y later on, and then we get our retrace, and then we get our bear market. You know what I mean? So it's a lot to digest. We're just not there yet in the structure. You know, the way I look at it is we're ranging up, down, you know what I mean? So we're okay. You could see we respected the bottom of the range. We didn't even break the range. Bitcoin was so bullish during the largest liquidation event in crypto history. Think about it, the largest crypto of liquidation in history. And Bitcoin did not break the support. That to me shows strength, okay? The altcoins, however, got obliterated. All right, now let's look at the altcoins. My goodness, look at that. Look at that, guys. That is look at the recovery though. That is a very strong recovery. This reminds me exactly what happened in Corona days. Okay, where's the coronavirus? Right here. So this was the Corona dump. But it was kind of interesting because it was going down and down and down, and then we had the dump. Versus this was basically the same thing. We were going down, down, and then we had the big dump, right? So, but what happened after that? You could whoa, look at this. Let me take a bars pattern just to get a visual representation. Yes, our portfolios are down. It sucks. You're probably not feeling good, but at the end of the day, this is the way it works, man. This is the way this is what we have to deal with. I've been dealing with this since 2017. These type of moments. And I've been around long enough to know that they don't last, right? You have good days and you have bad days. You have good days and you have bad days. It's just the way it is, you know? So you cannot have the good days without the bad days. If every day is good, then you don't know how to scale what good is compared to what really bad is. Because when times are bad, you don't really appreciate how times, if times are good or not. You know what I mean? So um, that's why these type of events are good. But look at this. This right here is probably exactly what happened over here. So basically, we had two C19 events, style liquidation events, within the same cycle without going into price discovery. So basically, we had two capitulations. We had one capitulation at the low that marked the low, and then we had another capitulation that sort of marked maybe a mid-cycle low, right? Maybe this is part one of the cycle, right? Then we have A, B, C, part two of the cycle, and then we go in part three of the cycle, right? What about SHIB? Now, what is it doing here? Okay, well, if we here's the good thing about SHIB. We are above this range. As long as we are above this range right here, we are bullish. It's just the way it is, right? So we come down, accumulation, accumulation, accumulation. We break out, we come down, we back test, we attempt to continue, but then we come down and retest. Notice this wave happened a lot faster than this wave. And that's what I've said in the past. I've said C waves are very aggressive and they're very fast, okay? That's what this probably is. So we have a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, 4, and now we're gonna get ready to go up into a wave 5. I think it looks bullish. I think it looks nice. I think it looks great. And you can say, how can you possibly say it looks great? We just got crushed 50, 60%. How does it look great? And that's a fair question. And I get it. The reason why it looks great is because now I have the structure that I like, which is what? 3 waves. Guys, the market moves in 5s and 3s, okay? The market moves in 5s and 3s. That's just the way it works. And sometimes 7, depending how you count it. All right? So if we can get 3 waves down, anytime you have an impulse and 3 waves down, it's bullish. I don't care what it is. That's just the way it is. Now, does that mean it's bullish for all-time highs? Does that mean it's bullish for a bounce? Does that mean it's bullish for just a retracement and then further downside? It depends, right? It depends. Now, what is it going to be for this one? Well, it's so early. There's no structure, right? It literally just happened yesterday. So we don't really know if this is going to be sustained or if this is going to continue to break down. We don't know. There's just no way to know. Again, we're at war, guys. Okay, this is not an ordinary time. This is Trump versus the deep state establishment. You see, and you can call it a conspiracy, whatever, but there's a war going on for your money, right? What is everything about? Money. What is the greatest war over? Money. People say, oh, it's power. Yeah, but money is power, right? So it's all about money all of the time. And there's a war for your money, okay? So who runs the world? I'm gonna tell you why this happened. Ready? Who runs the world? Central banks. That's who. And what did Trump say? What did Trump say? So long as I'm president, there's not going to be a CBDC. So if I'm a central bank, how do I retaliate? I crush the market on a Sunday. Why a Sunday? Why not a Monday? Because the Sundays are illiquid. Okay? Basically, the central banks crush the market. Now, this is a conspiracy. This is not fact. I'm just putting it out there, right? But think about it. Whether you believe it or not is, irrelevant. But I'm just saying, there's so many people who want Trump to be taken out. I mean, look, they shot at him. They try to assassinate him. They try to throw him in prison. They try to impeach him because he's a threat. Why is he a threat? He's a threat to their system. What system? the central banking fiat currency deep state enslavement system, the system that we were all born in, the system that has been stealing our wealth away through taxes, through inflation, through everything. The system that wants you to go on a CBDC and have total tyrannical control over your life. The same system that basically wants to put a chip inside of you, basically the mark of the beast, right? You guys know all that narrative. You guys know that stuff. Trump is here to stop that type of thing from happening. And in retaliation, that's what they do, right? There was no reason why we should have got this. And then what did they do? They blamed Trump for it because of the tariffs. No, 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 no. The tariffs had nothing to do with this. Okay? That was the narrative. That was the excuse as to why it happened. And now I see all these Bitcoin bros, these crypto guys, oh, they're turning on Trump now. He had nothing to do with it. They're blaming the tariffs. No, 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 no. That's the narrative. That's not why people sold, right? First of all, Sunday is very illiquid. There's not a lot of volume. Okay, that's why typically things sell off on Sundays. That's why I've been saying Sundays have been the bloodiest. I got that right. So, but yeah, I think this has the deep state written all over it because there was no reason for. I mean, we didn't have COVID. We didn't have a new virus. We didn't have a stock market. I mean, the stock market, a little. Let's check this. Nothing wrong with the stock market at all. Look at the stock market. There's nothing wrong with the stock market. So, so why did it happen to crypto? Well, I don't know. I think it's because it's in retaliation of what Trump. Now it's not going to just stop there. It's not going to just be crypto. Eventually, it's going to be the stock market. Eventually, they're gonna. Trump's biggest weakness is the economy because they can pull strings to make the economy come down. That's why the Federal Reserve stopped lowering rates because they don't want to help Trump boost his Trump economy because they don't want anyone after Trump to come into office because in 4 years he's going to be gone. So who's going to come next? Well, whoever he endorses. And they don't want that. So they want to block Trump. They want to make the economy look back. Look what they did with C-19. They released C-19 on the world just to get Trump out of the way, just to remove him from office, to say, oh, look what he did. There was a big disaster and it's all your fault. Look at the 2 planes. Look at the plane that crashed. The Black Hawk. It's your fault, Trump. Look at crypto. It's dumping because of the tariffs. It's your fault, Trump. No, 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 no. That's what they do. That's what they do. It's like 2 little kids go in a candy store, right? One kid steals a piece of candy. The other kid points his finger and says, hey, he stole. And then the other kid drops a gallon of milk on the floor and says, look what you did. You spilled that milk so that he can get away with that piece of candy. That's exactly what's going on, okay? Anyways, that's my rant. Sorry I rant, but, it just pisses me off that we live in a world where we have to deal with stuff like this. And thank God for people like Trump because he's the only one trying to fight the good fight. And there's a lot of good people that are on his side, and I believe he will win, but it's going to be very rocky, okay? It's not going to be an easy thing. So, anyways, look at Dogecoin. Oh my God. Look at that 3-wave move. You have a beautiful 1, 2, 1, 2, beautiful impulse. Look at that impulse. And then you have a 3-wave pullback. That is probably the most prettiest 3-wave pullback I've ever seen. It's perfect. I mean, there's no... It's like a perfect, beautiful baby. There's nothing wrong with it. Well, some babies are just, I don't know. But but look at this, man. This thing is perfect. So anyways, I think that was the low, guys. This is the low. If we break that low, then we're coming all the way back down to home base, back down here. And then if we do that, then it's going to take so much longer. For example, this could be a 1, 2. This could be the start of a 3. And then we come up for a 4. And then we drop down for 5. Back down here. This is the bearish idea. And then we sort of kind of go sideways a little bit. We start to round out. and start heading our way into a retracement, and we can go up or down from there. You know what I mean? So it's going to be very gruesome 2025 through 2026. Is that what we have to deal with, or is the bulls going to take over and we're going to get one more high? Here's what I will say. This is probably the most important part of the video right now, and there's a lot of important parts. So I'm going to go to ADA, and I'm just going to explain something really quick. In order to get the biggest alt season in history, what do you need? In order to get the biggest altcoin rally in crypto history, what do you need? You need a massive liquidation in order to get that price to slingshot up. Because of why? It's all about what? Momentum. It's all about momentum. So in order to reset the momentum, to reset the oscillators, to reset the RSI, reset the MACD, reset the price, reset the sentiment, the fear and greed index, right? Remember that. Reset all of the fear